Into the latter part of 1957 and early 1958, the design engineers led by Cadwell Johnson has formulated the external shape of the Mercury capsule. They knew that a man lying down inside of it would have to pull his legs back a little bit, and that would raise them above the heart, and this would make it more effective for the heart to keep pumping blood under a high G load. And the G loads at that time had a limit on what they thought man could take, which would be about 12 Gs. We had a higher parameter that was driven by the G loads by the escape rocket of lifting the Mercury capsule off of the Redstone or an Atlas while on the launch pad. In order to get far enough away, it required a G load of 18.6. And of course, this wasn't possible. It had never been done. So Faget, Bland, and I formulated what was known as a contoured couch, where a body could be lying down in a semi-supine position. The chest cavity would be supported on the sides so that it wouldn't be forced down as pressure against the heart, which would let the heart pump better blood to all parts of the brain. Very nice. It worked. We got Bob Champagne as a test subject. He was from the Flight Research Division, a test pilot. He knew all about G loadings, and so we modeled the first contoured couch after him. In the same time period, we were discussing with the people at Navy Johnsville and at Wright Air Development Center in Ohio, in Dayton, Ohio, what centrifuge we could use to make this test. It ended up that Navy Johnsville was most cooperative in fitting us into a work schedule, and so beginning in the spring of 1958, we were working towards a summer testing, which actually occurred on July 30th and 31st. And these tests were successful. It meant that our configuration could proceed. The escape rocket that would be required to lift somebody off the launch pad under difficult conditions was identified, and we knew exactly the characteristics of that. Bob Champagne and I spent several trips up to Navy Johnsville, and we became very, very comfortable with the type of test that was going to be done and the test subjects that we would have. Bob Champagne had taken rides on the Centrifuge. On July 30th, we had Carter C. Collins, who was a test subject from the Navy, stationed at Johnsville Air Development Center, and he was able to go up to 21 or 20.6 Gs. And this was very, very exciting for us. The next day, Flanagan and Gray did the same thing, another test subject from Navy Johnsville. And so we called all the information back, which meant that our program configuration could really proceed. The real showstopper seemed to have been taken care of. As we took the equipment out of the centrifuge, another test pilot came and sat down, and we discussed what had happened. And I said to him, "Neil, I think you should get in the space program." And Neil Armstrong responded to me by saying, "Jack, right now I have the only flying machine in town." And then he did respond to the call for Gemini astronauts, and that's when he entered the program.